Hello and welcome to Respect, the San Francisco International Hip Hop Dance Fest weekly podcast. My name is Micaya. I'm your host, and this is a man I love dearly. His name is Corey Action from New Style Motherload. He is my co-host.
Yee, what's up, Micaya? I love you. I'm happy to be here once again. I can't believe I'm up on Sunday mornings doing the podcast because, you know, like I be heading to church and stuff, but this is church. This is church. Like the ministry is real. And thank you for having this and sharing this podcast with all of the people who are watching and witnessing this, because we really, really, really love hip hop. And you've really been laying it down. 25 years, baby. I mean, 25 years is the gold. You know, that's the gold year. You know, I mean, wait, it's the silver year, but I'm going to give you the gold because it's 50 years of hip hop.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Yeah.
Work it out. Work it out.
And who has been with the Dance Fest since day before one?
I mean, you know, New Style Motherload, Corey Action, Tila Shine, all the blessings of you giving us that stage to shine on, because it's a really great place to create something bigger than what you think you could do. You know, I've been able to dream and develop pieces from clowns to gospel numbers to aliens, I'm up in the Asian outfits all the way, all the Asian outfits at that, and to have a stage that you can do that on is so important for artists, and especially because you're doing it for hip hop. And usually in hip hop, I think you want people to understand, like, hip hop is just like the ballet. The opera, it's the mosaic. It's the real deal. And so we've been able to do that now for 25 years. So that should tell people, like, this is the real deal. So congratulations, 25 years. It is going down in November. Woo! Come on.
Going down November 11 and 12. The 25th annual San Francisco International Hip Hop Dance Fest. We only have 3 shows instead of 4 this year. So we recommend you snatch your tickets quickly, because there's a lot less tickets available because we have one less show.
Yep.
So I'm not kidding, for real. The tickets are going. The other thing is, because it's the 25th, we're offering an event that goes with every show. So whatever show that you come to, there is a free event that is going with that show. Saturday matinee, the 1 p.m. show. After the show, Corey Action himself is going to be hosting Echo the Moves.
Echo the Moves. It sounds just like the Echo the Moves. Echo the Moves. I'm going to do some easy choreography, and you can win $500. I mean, $500, that's real deal. Anyone from the audience, anyone who's in the house, anyone who's ready to do it, other than the dancers in the show. Sorry, dancers. I'm sorry, my bad. You can't get that 500. But if you come up and you echo the moves, and when I say echo the moves, when the echo goes off, sometimes it could change a pitch, or it could do something else. It could do like a little over there. So if that's what you got when I do a move, so if I'll be like, prep, and you be like, you be like, whatever looks the best is gonna get the money, baby. So come on out, get that in. And then we have this other thing, the Soul Train. What's the young lady name running the Soul Train line?
Her name is Talise. So Saturday, there's 2 contests. There's one after the first show and one after the second. And in either show, an audience member can win $500. It is just to have everybody have fun on stage, no judgment, all community, having a good time. Nothing, it's not a battle. It's not that deep, y'all.
No. It's not a battle. It's not a battle, but it is a contest.
It's a contest. You could walk out with $500, which you could take home with you, or you could donate it to the DanceFest.
To
you.
Know, what about like I'm not in the show itself, but if I wanted that little Soul Train contest, because I got a couple of bills I gotta pay. The kids in hip hop gotta pay their bills. Can I get in that?
Well, I mean, if you have a ticket to the show, then yes, which you probably will, because you're going to.
I'm gonna be in the house, and everyone should be in the house because it's like, for me, interviewing the artists that we've interviewed and the time that we spent like creating this, the meetings, the preparation, the fundraisers, everything has been very special and real deal. And I would invite everyone to go buy your ticket at is it SF
Hip Hop Dance Fest?
SF. Wait.
sfhiphopdancefest.com.
Yeah.
I'm sure that Kevin will display it lovely. And as Corey was saying earlier, it is a very sophisticated event. It is at the Palace of Fine Arts for a reason, because it is fine art. It is something that we revere and we honor deeply. So I wanted to insert that in. The other thing I want to say about the tickets is that I purposefully keep them as affordable as I possibly can, being that the fact that I have never been one of extreme wealth. I've struggled my whole life. I was a single mom when I was younger, and I always have that in the back of my mind. It's my mentality. Keep it as affordable as possible. So the ticket prices to see so many dancers from around the world should really be triple in order to cover our costs.
Especially if you went to go see Beyonce.
That is so true. And they don't have people coming from Africa.
No, they don't.
Parents and everything.
But you paid that $300, 5, 6, 8. I don't know what you paid, but if you could pay whatever this is on this website to come see these beautiful dancers with concepts, with energy, with stories to tell, some real good stuff too. Like I've been in it from the beginning, and I know what it takes, because I'm definitely one of the people that sets the bar to say it needs to take this much if you want to. I could come back in here and slay it out, but I need people to come up. And I will say that I have been so blessed to interview artists like today. It's just beautiful. And if you're checking this out, listen to what they're going to say and listen to what I'm going to bring out. Listen to what Micaya's going to bring out. And you'll know, like, this isn't some flip-floppy, bam, cam, pop. No, this is some real deal Holyfield. This is thinking about how do we make sure that this culture is represented right, and it has it goes in the Palace of Fine Arts.
So yes. And here's the thing. I don't know if everyone knows this, but starting now, we are taking applications for next year festival. And that's how I curate the show. The deadline for 2024, I think, is May 25th, but I'm not sure. So for all professional dance companies from all over will apply through our website. And I receive close to 100 applications from everywhere on this planet. And most everything I get is really inspiring. A lot of really highly skilled artists all over the world. But what I do is try to bring together a puzzle of a whole lot of diversity. And so that when you go on the journey of watching the Dance Fest, you're getting a lot, of styles, of people from where they're from and what their messaging is. So for all the professionals watching right now, go ahead and start creating your pieces to apply for next year. And that will kind of explain now hopefully why I chose the people that we are bringing today onto our Respect podcast, because I love their piece so much. I just really wanted to share them with the audience in San Francisco.
This is Emily, Lady M, Culbreath, and Joseph, B-Boy Super. He's a B-Boy from Philadelphia. Both of them have not choreographed. I didn't read that part, but I know that they did rehearsal and artistic direction with Rennie Harris, who is, if you're in hip hop, you should know who he is. If you're not in hip hop, go see the Ailey movie, and you'll get it. These two were underneath this brother's umbrella, and they choreographed. The name of their group is Snack Break Movement Arts.
Welcome.
How's it going? Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction, Corey and Micaya. Thank you for having us. Do you want to speak about how you came about starting Rock Paper?
Well, the conception of Rock Paper kind of happened, and how to say it, we were talking for a very short period of time. I contacted her. She was new to Rennie Harris's company at the time, and I was in the process of trying to make more work and try to place certain movements on the female body, especially with people who don't normally do it, just to see the movement in its most purest form on a body that's unsuspected, that's just you don't see this type of stuff happen with people who don't practice that type of movement. So on top of the fact that one of my mentors contacted me, I was like, hey, can you create a piece that's like 5 minutes? So it gave me a reason, especially during the pandemic, to create something with a purpose outside of to shelve it or, for something to come back to later. And at the time, she was living in Brooklyn?
Yeah.
So I would come up from Philadelphia, visit her, and we would start to create this piece. And I would sit there for about 3 days trying to figure out how we're going to get space to create this piece. And then got told, hey, we need to up the time for the piece from 5 minutes to 10 minutes. Mm-hmm. And I had pretty much a week to go from 5 minutes to 10 minutes. So because of just how much she helped me figure everything out, the piece took on a mind of its own. I think the first iteration was a little bit more sporadic than what you see now. Just coming from a different headspace. But as the piece started to mature and we matured into each other, there was just this loving interaction of how we work together. This caring, and every movement started to become an extension of our bond. So what we see now is kind of like the best inputs that we could possibly come up with to maintain the relationship and who we are as individuals and what we try to speak to the world as artists.
Yeah, and I'll piggyback off of that by saying, there have been several iterations of this piece, and I am so in love with this piece because it's traveled with us through our journey as a couple, and it feels very real. At the inception of this piece, he was having me he was asking me to do a lot of breaking, which is not my first movement language and not something I'm practicing very often. So at the beginning, I was fighting him. If we're talking about real couple things happening, I was like, I can't do this. I'm not doing this. It's not happening. So it shifted over time with my bringing myself into it and bringing our relationship into it. And it grew from something that I was really, really struggling through to something that the I enjoyed performing that piece more than anything else in the world.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first piece that you have created together? This is the very first one?
Yeah, and the first time we performed it was in 2019.
Okay, and so when did Snack Break Movement Art start? Then?
No, Snack Break Movement Art started around 2020.
Like the beginning of 2021.
21?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In the middle of the pandemic.
Yeah.
It was a pandemic baby, project baby.
All right, so the two of you had this solo, this duet, and then from that you decided to start the organization so that you could build with it and build from it?
Yeah, we decided during the pandemic, we were both talking about how, we both love theater. We both love dance for the concert stage and we missed it. And we were talking to fellow artists in Philly about how much they miss it. And we said, hey, what if we do a small online virtual, what if we curate a small online virtual dance concert? And it was about, we got about 10 artists to send us their dance on film, or they also submitted live acts, and we called it Snack Break. So originally it was just a virtual online event. And then we just kept performing under that moniker and kept creating under that moniker, and here we are.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay. All right. That's cool. That's cool. Can you tell me, both of you individually, about your dance backgrounds?
I am a breaker. I'm going to preface it like that. Grew up in Philadelphia. I've been dancing for going on 28 years now.
Okay.
In my formative years, I grew up classically trained in a studio of ballet and modern. And then I went to school to get my Bachelor of Fine Arts at CU Boulder. And that's where I met Rennie. And Rennie introduced me to street dance and saw that I was developing a passion for it. And I was actually telling somebody yesterday that one day he was like, do you want to learn how to pop? And I was like, yeah. So he was like, meet me. There was a downstairs gym at CU, and he was like, meet me at 7:30 on Wednesday mornings. I was like, okay. And so I went with him. I went with him every Wednesday morning. He would just sit in front of me and turn on some music and say, go. I'm like, okay. And I would do what I had learned so far in class. And then he'd be like, no, do it again. No, do it again. And it was like, when I think back on that time, it was very much like the beginning of my journey of kind of peeling back and unlearning and ego shedding and stepping into what was going to be a new version of self and understanding of self. And then my soul was on fire for these different forms. And then I got to move to New York and experience the house dance scene in New York, and it grew from there. And then I started working with Pure Movement in 2017. That's when I met you.
Have you both been performed at the DanceFest before? Yeah,
I performed with when you had Grassroots, his company Grassroots, in 2018. So that was my first experience at the Hip Hop Dance Fest.
I have not. I have a bunch of the companies performed there while I was with them, but unfortunately at the time Rennie had two companies, and the other company went somewhere else to perform, and I was with that company, and then the other half of the company went to do San Francisco Dance Festival. So that's So outside of that, that's kind of how I know about it. Outside of my friends who have performed inside the festival.
So the grassroots number, what was that?
Yeah, let me see if I can speak to this well still. So I started working for his company, Grassroots, when I left school, which was 2015. And I believe we did 2 different numbers on 2 different days. And one was a heavily choreographed house and Rennie's fast footwork. And then the other one was a very theatrical narrative piece that included popping and other funk styles.
I remember them. I always love his use of the stage. You know, as a choreographer, I respect decisions that other choreographers make that are clever, that are brilliant. And the way he uses the stage of the house number was beautiful. And then the other piece was intense. I don't remember all of it, but I do remember there was a duet to Superpower by Beyonce. Ooh, I get chills thinking about that piece. It's an intense story. Yeah. I have to come over here and look at it because I have it somewhere in my
I need to.
files.
I'm surprised I didn't see that. Well, if we were in the same show, I could tell you. I don't know if Riddy does this, but when I'm in the show, I don't watch anyone's numbers. There's like a total no, we can't watch anyone's numbers. We are focused on our numbers. So I've missed a lot of really great acts that were in the same show as us. But I know what Rennie brings, and I know the quality of dancers that he trains, and he just the idea of you saying that you're there Wednesday, do it again. That's very special. What really hit me though was you said you were pulling it off. So that meant it was already there. That's what Rennie saw in you.
But to go back to, this conversation, what inspired me is the authenticity. The fact that Rennie did take her and say, peel away all of this. Let's relearn. Let's take all of this ego or who we think we are. It's almost like we have to separate ourselves. It's not about ourselves when we are in the art. And then we can eventually put ourselves back into it. But like you said, when people see art, as long as it's not manipulative, which I don't like manipulative art, then they're going to get what they want to get out of it. And that's what's so beautiful about it. So I love the fact that there is, as artists, we have time where we have to just realize it's not about you, it's ourselves. It's not about our own selves. And I love that we brought that to light. Everyone, come and see Snack Break Movement Arts from Philly at the SF International Hip Hop Dance Fest, along with Wanted Posse from Paris, Flawless from London, Selassie from Brussels, The House Legit from Detroit, Versastyle from Los Angeles, and last but not least, Straight Jacket from right here in the Bay Area.
Oh, this is gonna be great.
It's gonna be so good. I can't. If you know what's good for you, get that now. sfhiphopdancefest.com is where you can get information and you can get tickets. You also can apply to perform next year. And once again, if I don't book you for 1 year, try again. It's a thing. Sometimes people have to apply more than once. It's a tricky thing. Everyone, thank you so very, very much for your time today.
Thank you so much, Corey and Micaya. This is wonderful.
Everyone, thanks again for tuning in to Respect. Until the next time, much love and much respect. Bye.
Peace.
Thanks.